you've been yelling all day. I've given you literally everything all day. What do you want? What's up, baby? Hey. Sofa. Whoops. Well, that's awesome. Welcome in. Come here. Momo, what are you doing? Momo. What are you doing? You're not gonna make that jump. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's week been so far? Hope it's been well. If you want attention, come here. Come here. What do you want from me? I've given you love. You have food. You have water. I don't know what else you could possibly want. What? I love this cat, but oh my god. Yeah, could you not with that? Thank you. Anyway, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. What, Dusty? Don't just stand there and stare at me if you want attention. Okay, I think we can get started. So, grab your story keeper's cup, grab a blanket, grab a stuffy if you have one, grab a pet, snuggle up because it's story time. Come here, Dusty. What do you want from me? I wish I could read his mind, because that would make this so much easier. That night, Jonathan and Mom made plans to go out to dinner and a movie. What, Dusty? What? What do you want? Oh, you went out now? No, he's gone in the litter box. Never mind. Anywho, my mother was clearly worried about leaving me home alone, but I convinced her I'd be okay on my own. What I said was, of course I'll be fine. I'll call if I need anything. What I didn't say was, oh my god, a whole night where I don't have to worry about doing or saying anything wrong in front of Jonathan signed me up yesterday. What are you doing? Momo, what are you doing? Never a dull moment with these cats, I swear. Hi, welcome in. Hang on, I think my kitty went out of the room. I'm coming, baby, I'm coming. You want out? What do you want from me? The door is open, you can go. You don't want out? What do you want? I've given you loves. You have food. You have water. I don't know what you want. I don't know what else you could possibly want. Besides maybe more attention. I don't know. That just seemed impolite. A tiny piece of me was kind of skittish about being in the house alone, but that was nothing I was willing to share with Mom anyway. What, Dusty? I don't know what you want, baby. Oh, good God. He's probably getting tired. This is normally when he goes to sleep and demands I turn off all the lights. Hi. My big plans for the night, including lounging on the big comfy couch in the den, neutralizing my general senses of anxiety with trashy TV shows. First, I was upstairs to put on my pajamas. I moved my school bag from the bed to the floor. Wyatt's red notebook caught my eye. Ignore it, I told myself. Don't waste a single second thinking about him. Oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm yawning so much. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. But I couldn't suppress a mental slideshow of images of someone carrying dead girls around, posing them like dolls, taking care to get every detail correct. Worst of all, I couldn't shake the awful, hopeless feeling of actually being Brianna. Scared and alone. Did you just attack your shadow? You're adorable. I know you don't like me, but you're adorable. That cat literally doesn't like anyone. It's kind of annoying because everyone wants to love her, but she doesn't like anyone. Oh my God. Wake up, bitch. What are you doing? Hey! Leave Dusty alone. Yeah, I caught you. Okay, well, they're playing now, I guess. Worst of all, I couldn't shake the awful, hopeless feeling of... Oh, I already read that. Hey, be nice. She's a baby. Even though I knew that vision I had on Monday hadn't been real, it had felt so real. The vision I had on Monday... I skipped a line. I am so sorry. Oh, that's adorable. I wish mine would do that. But no, he's being antisocial right now. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I love that cat so much. My room wasn't cold, but I shivered as I changed into my pajamas. Then, without thinking, I reached for the ring and candle. But just as my fingers brushed... Excuse you, ma'am! Do you want me to get your father? That's what I thought. Behave. Where was I? But as my fingers brushed the bag, I stopped. I'd wasted, 10 minutes a day for almost 2 years? All in a desperate attempt to reach someone who probably didn't even want to hear what I had to say. And that's if there even was such a thing as ghosts, spirits, or whatever you want to call them. Why did I even bother? Because one stupid book I found at a used bookstore said it would work. I'll call your dad. Sorry. That always gets her to behave. Her dad's the only one she listens to. Okay, where was I? Forcing myself to leave the ring untouched in the drawer. Mumu! Behave! Sorry. I walked to the sink in the bathroom to splash water on my face. My thoughts raced. What if I'm quitting one day too soon? What if this would have been the right... What if this had been the night Dad found me? But I knew I could do this. I could sweat it out. I just needed to think about something more relaxing, that's all. Something more pleasant. The image that came into my mind when I closed my eyes was Reed's face. Of course it was. His crooked smile and his clear green eyes, calm and confident. Oh my god, wake the fuck up. We had a couple of chance encounters during this week. I was finding my brain is shutting off. I was finding that the hope of spending a few minutes talking to him was one of the things that got me through the days and the long, torturous nights. Then, out of nowhere, I heard a voice. This is. I didn't want to hear the words, but it was like when I get a random idea in my head and you can't get it out. The harder you try not to think about it, the more it haunts you. This is the kind of... The words came together like leaves tumbling around the... God damn it! Like leaves tumbling around in the wind, meaningless sounds until they... What, Bubby? What? What, baby? Are you just waiting for me to be done so we can cuddle and go to sleep? That's what he's waiting for. I cracked the case. I love this guy so much. Anyway. Until... What the fuck? My brain just lagged. Until they stopped for a brief moment long enough to fill a room with the whispered phrase, and then broke apart again. I fought and pushed and shook my head, like I could dislodge the sound from my brain, but the voice grew louder. This is the kind of... Stop, stop, stop. The kind of dream. Hi, welcome in. The way you guys talk to each other, it kind of seems like you have some beef. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to grab onto the thoughts of something else. Anything else. School, mom, Reed. Even my painful memories of Aiden. It didn't work. Then the whole thing came whooshing toward me, ringing in my ears like a bell. This is the kind of dream you don't wake up from, Henry. The fuck? No. I will be right back. Ah, sorry. I just had a small panic attack. Don't do that to me ever again. I'm not used to having long-haired cats. Sorry. One of these days you're gonna give me a fucking heart attack. Yeah. You are. Okay, I'm back. Hi, welcome in. Okay. I had no idea who Henry was, or whose voice I was hearing. Hang on, the kitten wants out. I will be right back. You're fine, Dusty. Do you want to go with her? You can go. I'm not going anywhere. Are you only going if I'm going? You have severe separation anxiety today, buddy. God damn. He has some serious anxiety today. I'm not going anywhere, buddy. I promise I'm not going anywhere. Hi, welcome in. You guys are lopsided. Hopefully that fixes the problem. Anyway, back to the story. Or why this particular message was being delivered to me. The back of my neck prickled and my head arched. Or ached. Sorry, wrong word. In desperation, I threw open my nightstand drawer. But instead of grabbing the ring, I yanked my journal out and flung it onto the bed. Just one line, huh? For once, I was too frustrated to You can talk. Work. Was Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Having so many problems this stream, goddamn. Too frustrated to agonize over whether I had anything worth saying. In huge, blocky letters, I filled the whole page with one sentence. I would just like for things to be easy for a little while. Then I slammed the journal shut and shoved it back in the drawer, my chest heaving. I went downstairs, determined to distract myself for at least a few hours. But when I turned on the TV, the opening credits to a movie were playing. I kid you not, the movie was The Birds. What, buddy? Come here. I'm not coming to you. If you want attention, you have to come here. Why are you camera shy all of a sudden? I swear the second I turn off the camera, he's right in my face. They're not gonna bite you. I promise you they're not. Okay, well. So I did what any crazy person would do. I sat down and watched it. Yes, I hear you, Bubby. It was 10 past midnight. I was in bed, and surprise, surprise, I wasn't even close to sleeping. Watching a horror movie about homicidal birds definitely hadn't helped. I flopped back onto my pillow and caught 2 flashes out of the corner of my eye. The kind that usually mean a huge headache is about to sink its claws into my skull. The wind picked up, whether particularly strong gust blew the branches of the huge walnut tree outside my room hit the window with the stammering, yeah, I read that right, of sharp sounds. Sorry, the grammar in this kind of throws me off sometimes. If you closed your eyes and blurred your brain just right, you could imagine a raging horde of birds clawing at the glass despite the wrong word, my brain's shutting off, desperate to get inside. Don't be silly. They just break the glass. I might have to break this in 2 parts. No. Never mind. We're almost finished with it. In the movie, they'd perked through the roof. For heaven's sake. So then I pictured tiny birds, baby birds, gnashing their needle-sized beaks and banging against the glass with all the force they could muster. Before long, one of them would hit hard enough to crack it. Then they'd come flying in like a horde of vampire bats. Oh, good God. Oh. For some reason, that always wakes me up slightly. I don't know why. But just to be safe, I'm gonna drink some water. Oy. What, Beanie? Same thing goes for you. If you want attention, you come here. Okay. Or how I imagined vampire bats when I was a kid, swarming around me and drinking my blood, like they'd done to Tippi Hedren, I think? Leaving... What? I don't know that word, so I'm just gonna say trapped. Leaving her trapped in the attic. Okay, nope, not helping. After a few minutes, the wind died down and the scratching subsided, leaving a sudden silence. In the quiet, I became aware of another noise, a soft, steady sound so persistent in its rhythm that soon I couldn't believe it hadn't I hadn't heard it before. Drip, drip, drip. I told myself to ignore it. I mean, there were like 12 bathrooms in the house. One of them was bound to spring a leak at some point, right? I buried my face in my pillow. Drip, drip, drip. It was the type of sound that could drive a person bonkers. Finally, I got up and checked the bathroom that adjoined my room. All the faucets were off. I opened my bedroom door and looked down the silent, empty hall stretching before me, its polished floorboards lustrous in the moonlight. I took a deep breath, then I ducked into each of the upstairs bathrooms, inspecting all of the faucets, but found nothing that could have caused the dripping noise. Finally, I stood at the far end of the hall and stared at the door to the only room I hadn't checked yet, Jonathan's office. Should I really, I should really go back to bed? But as I hesitated, drip. Let's be clear, simply being in Jonathan's house seemed more than enough of an more than enough of an imprisonment. I wasn't exactly dying to bust into my stepfather's office uninvited, but drip. It wasn't like I was going to sit at his desk and mess with his stuff. I just wanted to tighten the faucet handle and get out. No rational person would get upset about that. Even thinking that Jonathan might get upset made me feel irrational. Drip. I opened the office door and paused to look around. The room felt like a time warp, a glimpse at life back in the golden ages of movies. The walls, covered in luxe dark green wallpaper, were decorated with posters from classic movies. I don't know how to say that, so I'm going to skip that. And I'm just going to say the second one. Like Sweet Boulevard, as well as posters of Jonathan's own movies, signed by some of the biggest stars in the world. Brad Pitt, Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know how to say that at all, and I really don't want to butcher it. Goddamn, my brain is not working. Denzel Washington. Jonathan's laptop sat on the desk. The single modern-looking element. The dripping was louder in here. I opened the bathroom door and hit the light switch, but no light came on. Maybe the bulb had gone out. In the shadowy darkness, I walked over to the old-fashioned clawfoot bathtub. Then I saw it. I froze. The tub was full of water. I think we are almost done. We only have a couple more pages. When I say full, I mean filled up 100%. Its upper brim was perfectly flat and motionless layer of water. And on the side closest to me, water crept over the edge and dripped to the floor, one slow drop at a time. Drip, drip, drip. The echoes of the oh. Hang on. I'm fine, Beanie. I'm just frustrated. My brain is not working. And it's getting annoying. The echoes of the blinking water were like something from a scary movie about a creature dwelling in a subterranean cave. I stood over the tub, holding my breath and studying my dim, distorted reflection. Every time a drop slipped over the edge, It sent a tiny shudder through my face. Dusty, what are you staring at? What are you staring at? Could you not stare at nothing, please? Especially when I'm reading a horror book? I can't say shit. I watch horror movies before I go to bed, so. Oh, Mumu, you're still in here. If I reached in and pulled the drain stopper, it would send a gush of water over the side. I'd have to bail some out first. I found an empty glass on the counter and dipped it into the tub. A stream of droplets spilled over and splashing my feet. I repeated the process about 10 times, filling the glass and dumping it in the sink, until the water level had gone down an inch. I rolled up my sleeve and returned the glass to its spot next to the sink. Then I turned back to the tub. The water was perfectly level with the top again. Okay, no. I stepped closer and peered into the bathtub. A face peered back at me, pale, with dark circles under the eyes. A slack, swollen mouth. A halo of short curls. Not my face. That is not my face. I jumped back, slamming into the wall behind me, and the light switched, flooded the room with bright light. For a second, I searched my reflection in the mirror, praying I'd see dark circles, lips sullenly parted, a hint of curl in my hair. Anything to convince me that the face I'd just seen had been my own. But not the face, and not the face of a stranger. It didn't work. Forget this. You're beyond tired. You're completely lacking any sense of judgment. What, buddy? What are you complaining about now? Sweet old man. I think he's the oldest in the house. Well, the oldest cat in the house. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked again. Oh my god. Come here, baby. You can't just talk to me and not come to me. That is not how this works. Hey. I stared to the back of the bathroom. I should never, ever have come in here. And I never, ever plan to do so again. What? What do you want from me? I don't speak kitty. I wish I did. Do you want attention? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked again. I need to focus. Sorry. Where was I? I pulled the office door open. A shadow blocked the doorway. I shrieked and stumbled backward, losing my balance and crashing to the floor, nearly taking a table lamp with me. When I looked up, the shadow was directly over me, like a monster about to like a monster about to destroy its cornered victim. What are you meowing about? What? You just have a lot to say tonight, don't you? What do you want? Do you want attention? No? Do you want attention? Meow once if you want attention. He wants attention. I'm just guessing. I don't actually know what he wants. I'm still learning his his meows for everything. I'm getting sidetracked again. If you want attention, come here. Why are you so camera shy? They're not gonna bite you. They're not. They're really nice, I promise. Okay. He still says no. I don't know if you can hear him, but oh my god. Willa? The voice didn't belong to a monster. It belonged to Jonathan. He flipped the lamp on the lamp and stood watching me, his expression wary. What? What do you want from me? Do you want attention or do you want out? Pick one. You're just gonna sit there and stare at me? That's okay. I love you, but oh my god. My mother hurried to his side. Willa, what's going on? We heard someone walking around. I shielded my eyes from the sudden brightness. I heard something dripping. Jonathan had his arms crossed, waiting for me to get to the part about why I was in his office. I sat up and dusted my hands off on my pajama pants. I checked all the other bathrooms first, but I could tell it had to come from in here. How could you tell that? Jonathan asked. With my ears? I hadn't meant to sound disrespectful, but judging by the way Jonathan's brow furrowed with annoyance, I knew it had come on out that way. Did you find anything? Mom asked. Yeah, I said, and it's weird. I thought it would be easier if they just looked for themselves, so I pointed to the bathroom. They filed in, Jonathan first. I got to my feet and listened for their exclamation. My brain's not letting me say this, so I'm just gonna say their gasps of surprise. But there was silence. Willa? Mom asked. What is it? What did you find? Some part of me knew, as I came around the corner and peered through the doorway, that something was wrong. The bathtub was perfectly empty and dry. Words probably needed to be said, but none presented themselves. Work, bitch, goddamn. What do you want? I don't know what you want from me. Are you just gonna sit over there and complain? Are you complaining because you want to cuddle and I'm doing something? Okay. You're so needy. I love you. Yes. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Where's the leak? Jonathan's dark eyes flashed. Whoa. I just got dizzy. That was weird. Sorry. He wasn't much taller than me, but he carried himself with so much authority, he seemed to loom above me, like a monster I'd mistaken for him for. For the second time in a week, I found myself scrambling to cover my tracks. That's it, I said. I found nothing. And that's weird because I definitely heard something. You heard something, Jonathan said. Here in my office bathroom. I nodded. Behind the closed door, he said. From all the way across the house. Yes, I said, I swear. My mother inhaled. I waited for the exhale, but it started to seem like she was going to hold her breath forever. I decided to break the silence. How was the movie? Not bad, Mom said. Terrible, Jonathan said. Painfully derivative. Hopefully I said that correctly. Ah, I said. Well, I guess I'll go back to bed. I led the way back to the hall, and they followed behind me, like my own private security detail. I'm almost done. You can wait a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry, one of the cats got in trouble. Not you. You're not the one in trouble. You're a good boy. Yeah. I really hope you can hear him because his meows are so cute. Anyway, back to the story. When I find where I was. Good night, I said, starting to duck into my room. Hold on, Jonathan said. Please. I turned around. They stood at the top of the stairs, shrouded in shadows. In the future, he said, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't go in my office without permission. There are sensitive papers in there, confidential. Right. My voice came out with a puff of air. Sorry. No harm done. His voice sounded easy and relaxed, but his body language was rigid. We'll call a plumber tomorrow and check things out. What? I'm almost done, buddy, I promise. I nodded and watched as he and Mom went downstairs together. Mom clutched his arm like she could hold on to him and keep him from bolting out of our lives. Sorry, my brain is not working all of a sudden. I went into the room and lay in bed, staring at the ceiling for hours, and the house was silent the whole time. And that, my beautiful, beautiful raindrops, is the end of chapter 8. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow or chapter 7. That was the end of chapter 7. I will be back tomorrow with chapter 8. I'm tired. I'm probably gonna go to bed after this. But please do tell me your thoughts and theories in the comments. I'm always in those comments, and I love hearing your thoughts and theories. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, my beautiful raindrops. Stay spooky, stay weird, stay dreaming, and don't let the Mave Cats bite.